how you are all doing today. Oh, what's going down? What we are doing today right now is we will clean up our filters. So using this battery operated with hose on it. So this is one of my filters, but only two of them. This one and that one. This will be intended to hang like this. Brush, filter brush, right? Filter brush. And this is, you will call this Japanese matting. Japanese matting with the new generation, or the new updated Japanese matting, is very efficient. It will not clog. You don't need to put holes on this. So those are the layers that will go. Let's put this aside and let's climb a bit. Right, you can see those matting. And that matting, how many layers? One, two, three, four layers will go from there. Then on top of it there is a plant with some rocks. Okay, so from there it will go to here, this chamber with biofilters or KY media. Okay, so I drain this chamber once for 2 months, or sometimes I just let this Japanese matting sit aside from there and don't bother it, because it's a bio filter, meaning there's already live bacteria on the filters like this, right? So now let's try to drain it. And cleaning these filters, and also I will also show you my biosecurity, that is chlorinated. Okay, so this is chlorine powder, right? A chlorine powder. So what it will do is it will intercept any fungus or any foreign materials will intrude the pond. So for example, this is a foot bath. You step your feet on it, then it will be soaked in chlorine. So it's one of the biosecurity. Okay, so from this chamber here, this chamber, right, that chamber, that one, I will drain this one. I will let the water from here, because there's a tubing connected on this chamber. So from there, from the top, okay, the water will drop here, continue to drop the water to here. So let's open this chamber. Bear with me. This will be going quick. Will not take this video for too long. So this water was not drained for about 2 months. Okay, And so as you can see, the water is now subsiding, so the water will flow through on that hole. All right, so inside of this there's another fruit tray with rocks and sand, fine sand and river sand. All of the sand is came from the river. Here in our place, uh, you can buy sand from a river half the price of the industrial sand used for construction. So it's draining right now. I've come to an urge to clean this because from that coloration, right, a very brownish, chocolatey, earthy color, it will reflect on the tank. So the first tank that I will notice would have the same color is from here to here, because this is a large body of tank of water that will stop. So the color of the water is like brownish, like this. That's the time you will clean up the water. Aside from that indicator, that you will notice the hardness of the water. What they normally do is, on the fish world, they will soak your hand like this, and if you cannot see your hand, meaning the hardness of the water is too much. Same to here. Okay, hardness of the water. So if the water is soft, the hand is transparent. This is really soft, alkaline. The harder the water, the general hardness of the water is too much. If it's too much, meaning it's a high pH. But if it's really soft, the hardness of general hardness, or GH, of the water is soft, it's alkaline. So aside from using your hand to check, using your vision ocularly to check, they had a device, they called it TDS meter. There were cheaper ones, TDS meter, that were cheap. However, I may try, since some of the videos using GH on the mainstream YouTube, some of them, or most of them, came from United States or other countries. There were some here in my country, in the Philippines, using the GH meter, but only few. So meaning, what I'm trying to say on this is, on the GH meter, is I don't have any idea on the GH meter that is reliable. And I know for the fact that GH meter electronically, you need to calibrate, or there's a slight difference, or different meter on the market has different readings, right? So meaning it's also not accurate. So once the water is clear, I will just stop the draining. You don't need to worry on if you might wonder if the drainage is located in the spot, and there might be no, it's not secured. I will show it to you later that this is very secured spot, that you cannot use your hand to drain this. I already anticipated that it might, there were kids that will play on the, so can you see this? Can you reach your hand on this? No. There's also a lock mechanism on this that I will, this is the lock. I will put padlock on here. Okay, so I think the video is quite lengthy. I will not do the spraying. I will not video the spraying on the matting because it's too noisy. But I will try. Hold on. I will just clean. I'll just do it. I'll just cover this later. Okay, let me show you my cleaning. So bear with me even if there's a noise, but I'll just turn it on for a couple of seconds, not too long because it's really noisy. But let me show you on how I, so part of my biosecurity is the slipper, right? You know the brand Crocs, so any slipper might do. This is not original Crocs, it's a pirated one, an imitation. Okay, so I let the slipper inside of the pond. I'll use the biosecurity, and since that is the a matting for me to catch the mud, because it's really muddy from here, so I tend to use the slipper inside. Let the slipper inside on the pond, not use outside, and intended using to this pond, because if I'll use boots, I use boots before, the rubber boots up to the knee, and I don't anticipate the how really deep the water is. The water went inside of the boot, so that's the reason why I use slipper. And also for your protection, it's slippery, and sometimes we don't know if the crayfish will claw your, use their claw to try to, we don't know if, how you call this, try to nip or try to clam, or using their claw to bite your foot. So let me set this up. Hold on. You might not see my face, but it's fine. The main reason for showing this is just to show you the how I clean up this one, not my face. Careful on this. There's a battery that you might get some water, right? So I daily use this for my dogs. There's a tank for my dogs. It's very convenient. The brand of this is Tanzu, Chinese one. You let the water went to here. So I have a container water is kind of slow, you just pinch the neck. Alright, I have other mattings that I will clean from there, and video is quite lengthy, so see you in the next video. I may do some modification on my, how you call this, siphon, bell siphon. I will place this and then another Japanese matting, because I'm afraid that the krillings will be sucked, or it will follow the flow of the water to the filter. So I will need to place some of this from there, right, and put some Japanese matting inside of it. So that's the plan, and these are the Japanese matting layers. Okay, as you can see now, so you have an idea. That is the layer of my Japanese mat. Okay, for you to have the idea of what is the Japanese matting there, and I'll place this here. So let me continue the cleaning. I just placed here on the container on here, but this is only for demonstration purposes. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something on my video. I'm not expecting any of this video. I just want to share you the knowledge, and if ever I came up with a lot of crayfish, produce a lot of crayfish, the goal is to produce 5 kilos a week, and you need to have a lot of space to do that. But in terms of backyard, if you really had the time to check the buried eggs, separate them, making sure that you will reduce the mortality of the babies, that also is an efficient one. Because if you search the lobster on the sea, they have a program to catch and put as an indicator on the, for example, Maine lobster, the lobster from salt water. On its tail they put a marker that is a proven breeder. It's already carry eggs. Like they punch a hole on the tail, and then sometimes, aside from punching a hole, that it's an indicator that it is a proven breeder, it's carrying eggs, they also capture the wild lobster and try to remove the eggs and incubate for them to generate more lobster on the area. So isolating the buried female the pregnant crayfish carrying eggs and then reducing the mortality of the babies, that is a very efficient one. Instead of letting the babies onto the wild and the fishes or predators will eat those babies. So right now we're having an outage, there's no electricity, but I'm confident that crayfish can breathe on this. There's a driftwood that they can climb, or aquatic plants, they can reach the roots, climb up. Okay, pardon me that the video is lengthy. Allow me to show one last time what was the size on this large matting, just to give you an idea that I'm not showing you focus abracadabra here. I'll just show you the reality. So it's quite large, and I will clean all of this. Okay. Thank you for watching. So shout out for, this is an updated Japanese matting. It will not clog. Maybe it will clog if you will not clean this for a year. Goodbye for now.